Alright guys, game 2 Omega versus Nxpe. Dan Frederin pertama kalinya keluar di turnamen. Frederin, gue penasaran sih Frederin kayak gimana mainnya ya di turnamen ya. Waduh, sebagai sih pertama kali gue liat Frederin so di turnamen. Let's see. Dia pakai buildnya apa guys ya, spellnya apa, flicker atau vengeance. Emblemnya harusnya tetap tank sih. Gila. Gila bos. Pertama kali Frederin keluar di MPL anjir. Seru banget ya nih.
It's gray health. Then he gets back.
Let's see, brother and sister.
Like gray health.
Gray health, baby.
It's very straight up. Yep. Anyway,
Crystal energy. Call it as we see it.
What is that? Come on.
Let's go.
I see. I call him like I see him, right? And that's exactly what I saw. So right now, are we sure that last?
Ini tadi Starbucks dari si coach ya. Gara-gara taruhan Evos menang.
I think that was her.
It was her.
I think so, yes.
All right, so maybe different voice line. Who knows? Let's load up and
right.
find out for sure. And it is the Esmeralda right there.
Renzio.
Let's find out.
Dan Frederinnya ya guys ya.
Frederin, used by Renzio and Smart Omega versus Nxpe once more. The questionable Esmeralda. We don't know if that was her, but it is. And it is time to see them in action.
Wow, already
langsung darahnya setengah, cok, nggak pakai basa-basi.
into the jungle, just causing havoc. This is usually what we see from Hilda's. Is it a little bit too much though? Has that shield to help out here? They're gonna back off, but this is the thing, man. Renzio playing this Frederin for the first time.
Yep.
Love, I can't wait to see how it plays out, especially later on in the team fights.
I wanna say, man,
Hero itu Frederin team fight-nya kuat banget sih. Dia pakai vengeance guys. Wah, Ryzen yang dapat lagi ya. Gila, tanpa blue buff itu lo ngambilnya lo. Soalnya Hildanya rusuh kan, retrinya jadi kepake. Atau nggak kepake tadi? Kayak enggak deh.
Early retributions as well as the fact that you can put your enemy super duper low. You just get out there and you're okay.
Anjing banget ya Hilda ya.
Ini
mati sini.
He's not okay now. There you go. First blood being drawn here by Nxpe.
Buset Ryzen. Oh kalian jangan lupa guys, ini Fanny-nya gila cok. Ini Fanny-nya Omega gila ini.
Yeah, he's not gonna get this one. To kill VJ there to back him up, but already Ryzen setting the pace here in the jungle.
Yeah, you guys are wondering why it's always banned out. You know what? This is why. Especially when your team has that dedicated disruption, which is the Hilda.
Frederin, kok bisa dipakai? Guys, pertanyaan gue satu, kalian tulis kolom komentar. MPL Indo udah bisa belum pakai Frederin? Ya ampun, Pakitonya dirusuh banget sama Hilda. Guys, kalian jawab gue lah. Frederin tuh boleh dipakai nggak sih di MPL Indo? Nih di MPL PH udah dipakai loh. Kalau itu kenapa nggak game-game sebelumnya dipakai ya? Pakitonya nggak main anjir.
To be honest, that's very demoralizing as a jungler to lose so much in the early game.
I just want to say, you know, he's going to lose his buff here. He's losing just his resources, but early on,
bulu buffnya dirusuh lagi, gila Hildanya rusuh mulu nih. Franco-nya kurang kerja sih ini game ini.
In the early game, and you've just got to buckle up and deal with it as we see them grabbing more objectives around the map.
Really is.
Bottom lane, they wanted to make a move on to Kelra. Mikofov is waiting for his level 4. If Donut just showed up and just
Buset, beda dua level cok Fanny-nya cok.
Well, he does have the
Kagak ngerti lagi gue, guys. Udah jauh banget ini gamenya.
Held Kelra a little bit longer into that lane, things would have been different and they could have landed the flicker bite from Mikophobia, but it didn't happen.
Renzio.
Again, these small things are what should be considered by teams. Oh, look at that.
Wow, okay, the flicker in with the bloody hunt. Miko taking a little bit too
Gak
much
mati.
here. Still alive, but hold on. They don't connect even
Udahlah
from
Nxpe.
the dawning light.
Udahlah Nxpe ya guys ya.
Miko, what a survivor.
Yeah, he's got that amulet, that medallion that keeps you alive, and no matter what happens, it's activated right now here.
Super tough break because Donut had to switch to the machine gun and he didn't have something like a shotgun prepared for that fight. So even after the flicker, bloody hand coming in from Mikofov, it wasn't enough. And unfortunately, H2 didn't have a flicker whatsoever because jungler isn't able to cut the distance, and that's a sprint Hilda, by the way.
Yeah. And there was even a dawning light. So
Yeah.
he dodged everything.
Missing the mark.
I mean, that's what I want to say. You know, he bobbed and weaved, but really he didn't. He just sprinted one line and nothing lined up.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay,
You're right.
here I
Nggak
am.
mati
You know?
Hilda.
So, again, but I don't think he's going to be able to
Mati
get away this time.
Digocek,
He doesn't
digocek,
sprint.
Esme-nya.
No, he bobs, he weaves this
Digocek.
time. Miko once
Nah,
again.
kita tapi masih belum bisa lihat Frederin ya, karena masih belum team fight dari tadi ini Frederin.
Some smooth movements from the Fanny, I would say.
I don't know if this is like Nxpe just everybody's just missing the mark, or is it Omega just playing it so well, or maybe a combination of both. As Nxpe, they just can't find an opening.
True. There are moments where you see Omega just not really doing anything special.
Yeah.
But they're still winning, you know? It makes you kind of wonder what happens here in the mid game when, you know, Omega's so confident to just walk in, and then Nxpe, they're kind of just reacting.
Yeah, this is going to be huge though. Can they actually
Dapat
grab this? They do
dapat
grab the turtle,
burst
they
Fanny-nya.
secure that, and they
Nah,
finalize it with a
seenggaknya dapat
huge
nyawa guys,
pickup here.
Nxpe.
Miko also falling down. So not only
Frederinnya nggak ikut team fight sih, jadi belum tahu guys. Ayo
Ayo
dong Frederin dong, jangan by one mulu sama Esme. Gila loh nih orang. Orang gila dilawanin semuanya. Digocek. Mati tadi. Wah, mati wah Fanny semua dong. Satu dong, satu. Sakit banget, itu apaan anjir? Itu apaan damage-nya guys?
Multiple turnarounds there, beautifully executed, and the counter attack as well by Nxpe.
Massive moment for Nxpe Evos as they have snatched the goal lead, and the crowd is just electric in the arena. Gonna have to give it to Nxpe Evos. It didn't matter how many skill shots they missed.
Itemnya dia ya kayak biasa sih guys, dominance, apa, Molten, item-item tank pada umumnya.
And he have caught up. He's even richer than the Fanny at this point.
Kita butuh lihat Frederin di team fight nih, Cok.
Earlier where you can miss everything except for one huge moment, and they actually got it.
Yeah, the other thing too is, you know, Donuts having a much better
Tapi emang game ini
right,
sebenarnya
this time
susah
around
sih,
with
Fanny guys.
Matrix.
Lawan
So that is gonna be
Pakito,
another key to
Betrick,
victory here for
Franco,
them.
hero
Oh,
bersemua
look at
jatuhnya.
Kelra taking the burst damage, but they finally get
Kelranya nggak
Miko
maksa ke
down.
Betrick,
And
bagus
look
banget
at
dia langsung
that as they
burst
finally get a kill
Franco.
on the bottom side.
Hilang kan? Hilang! Oh, dapat Ryzen tetep, Cok.
Again, they are fighting around the jungle area, which is also a big no-no fight against the Fanny, so Nxpe will disengage for the meantime.
Well,
Nah ini di turtle di atas nih guys, kita bisa lihat Frederin nih.
right? There's no
Tengok dulu
goal
Frederin,
lead
kamu
really
cakep.
for either team. Each team has one turtle
Ya
each.
tapi pasti kalah
And
clear
now
sih
this
Frederin
third
gini.
one coming up
Dia
for the
mesti
game,
langsung ke
right?
turtle
So
sih, nggak
who's gonna
boleh.
claim, this one?
Ini sih
As
Hilda
we
di
see
bawah
both
lagi
teams
Hildanya.
fighting for that advantage. Right now, NXP
Oke, Frederin
go ahead and
masuk.
pull out
Ayo dong, perangin dong.
the pit.
Kesian nih Frederin sendirian nih.
Grab this one.
Bro.
You have to commend Nxpe.
They want to trade that
Agak
one
perang lagi dong.
move, or maybe just a purple, but they conceded totally. They want to make a move onto Donut, and Donut just holds his ground.
Now he
Interesting
knows.
decisions.
Yeah.
Nggak pernah diperangin guys.
Alright, so far so good here for Nxpe. They're holding steady. There's the dawning
Kena
light.
los itu
Oh
Claudia-nya.
my goodness, huge hook. Coming out of the conceal, looking for another play and angle here. Still VJ gonna back off just in time. NXPE.
Wah, comeback.
Just really
Comeback,
smart
guys.
Omega
Bener.
there, making a big play for themselves, and they're still setting up here.
You know, Kelra's a very, very annoyingly mobile person.
Yeah.
Any hero he plays, that's one way to stop him. Just keep him steady on the ground.
Well, and man, you nailed that right word. The read coming out from Nxpe Evos as Mycophobia just timed it so perfectly. He knows that Kelra will eventually go for the aggressive maneuver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they do have the numbers in their bottom lane, so all you need to do is just to reserve your ultimate as well as your
Excelente.
Excellent.
Excelente decision making there from Mycophobia.
I definitely agree with you.
So right now, question mark here is who's gonna make
Frederin.
the next big play?
Mati dong Fanny-nya. Aduh.
Going in
Salah banget itu.
not even knowing what was waiting.
Kena lagi.
Gets another
Frederinnya baru dateng ya guys ya.
for Smart Omega. NXPE
Gue lebih suka Frederin flicker sebenarnya sih. Nggak tahu juga ya.
I know you don't see
Itu,
it, I'm
oh
just
iya gitu ya.
throwing your hands in the air right now, as they're
diinin.
still keeping it. The fight is
Frederin.
really good.
Lah, mati Frederin ya.
Do it, but it's a wipeout.
Emang gitu sih, skill 2.
Single member of Nxpe
Sorry.
just
Taunting,
making a big play.
angkat ulti.
Those plays deserve a standing O, I gotta say.
Oh my god.
goodness.
Break it down, Wolf.
In the words of Naisu, big damage.
Oh, it's big damn.
Big damn.
Close enough.
I don't want to sound incorrectly, but that's what that's DAM, short for damage, as Nxpe was just destroyed Omega. And this is because of Yellow Haze in his positioning. As well as Miko, man.
The
Miko,
catches.
you gotta have to check his hands. Definitely on fire in this game.
You don't see Franco's do this that much. Consecutive hooks, consecutive plays.
Lord, less than half health here.
Rengio.
Coming out from James. Don't light again as they fall, but
Oh, ditaunting coba Pakitonya. Mati tapi ini belum ngapa-ngapain. Frederinnya guys, serius. Mana nih Frederin nih?
Looking to crash down here. Miko and the King. But look at the taunts coming out from Nxpe.
NXP is God mode right now. I don't know. There's no stopping them. Although OMG has the Lord.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be anything they can
No
do
way,
against
no
the
way.
Oh, they get another hook. And that's another
10 menit.
member of
And
Sparta falling.
belum.
All Nxpe has to do is take out the Lord and work on the turrets.
That must be one of the biggest swings in gold I've ever seen today.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Oh man. This is an anecdote, right? Season 8. Franco is
Dapat.
still not meta. In
Esmenya.
the off-season training of Onyx, I was there. Mycophobia training, he said, Coach, I want to use the Franco. I'm on fire with this. And he's not
Just
done.
like that.
4-15 ke bantai anak-anak Omega.
Oh, Mycophobia though could be walking to the bush. Is he gonna be fine? He's taking quite a bit of damage here. Renzio once again.
Kena.
Landing. But the gray bars of health, here comes the blazing.
Dibalikin. Nggak bisa lu ngegas orang Frederin, bro. Vengeance lagi.
Double kill for the King. But look at the mid lane. They're gonna be looking for another one. H2O.
Frederin akhirnya menunjukkan kemampuannya guys ya.
I'm sorry, man, but that's one of the moments where you don't always want the hook to hit.
Like I say,
That
Too much
was
on fire.
I say a hook can either win you the game or it can lose you games.
that was one of those ladder moments.
Ladder
Yeah.
moments there.
Oh man.
And a big star momentum for sure, and for next play as well. A rain check even.
Yeah.
It's a rain check. That's a rain check.
I
And
mean-
Mycophobia, have to be careful.
Frederinnya udah mesti main jadi tank sih buat si buat Cloudenya.
You gotta control the fire, Mycophobia.
Jadi ada yang nge-stun biar Cloudenya bisa ngedamage terus.
Yeah, that was a classic burnout example right there, no matter how passionate you can be.
Yeah, and you know, too, the thing is about Fanny, at some point in the game, about now, you're not as strong as you were in the early game, right?
Correct the mundo.
And that's what we're seeing here, because now those lockdowns are coming out from Nxpe, and it's really difficult for Ryzen to actually make plays for the team.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
One thing to be great at Fanny, but if you're up against like a Franco,
Yeah.
yep, it's a difficult. Yeah.
you gotta keep your eyes on the prize. You don't want to come in the range of those hooks and those hunts. They really make a big difference.
Man, I don't even know what Mycophobia's percentage of
Set,
hooks is
set.
so far for this game, but already at the top side, Ryzen trying to get a kill. James still alive.
Bisa mati
though.
juga ya Smack kena Fanny ini.
Able to survive that one, the 1v1 in the top side, especially with the backup from H2O.
That's exactly what Nxpe was talking about, right? At certain points of the game, no
Yeah.
one's gonna be instantly eliminated from the Fanny, by the Fanny, rather.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. And gonna have to hand it to Ryzen.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what a nice wraparound coming up from Nxpe.
Yeah, you know, Nxpe, they love these concealed plays, especially in the hands of Miko. They seem to be very, very potent. And they are still holding that position for some
Itu
reason.
Xavier sama Pakito sama
Look at
Franco-nya,
this-
Cok.
look at the angle
Dari
they're
belakang
coming
dia
in
ngincer ini Cloud-nya bagus nih posisinya nih.
from. The
Nggak dapat siapa-siapa, dapat kill VJ nih.
The patience.
The
Dapat
concealed
gak kill
play.
VJ nih? Aduh, dapat pula.
They find the
Aduh.
king with the huge
Sakit,
play
sakit.
from the backside.
Renzio-nya mana nih? Harus
And
buka map
now
Renzio nih.
Omega gonna try to recall
Wah,
here,
Renzio-nya
get
pakai
back.
vengeance
They
guys,
know
tinggal
they're at
di-kiting-kiting
position,
doang.
and NXP
Kalau misalnya flicker
just
langsung bisa
taking the
flicker ini nih
position
tadi.
advantage.
Yeah, that was... that could have been so much worse there for Omega. It was just LBJ. Oh,
They're still going here. Kelra
Buset.
popping that wind of nature with the blazing
Kagak ada
duet,
damage
but another
ultinya.
one falls. Two are down for
Rada
Smart
ini sih
Omega,
guys,
but
Vengeance
NXP
Frederin
actually
rada emang
not
hero
even
lambat
sure
sih.
Exactly what they want to do just yet. They're gonna have to get those buffs healed up here. Heal up, grab the buffs, and maybe get set up for the next Lord fight. Ryzen still waiting patiently.
Sebenarnya harusnya
for-
bagus sih lawan MM ya. MM mati nih sama Frederin ini kena tahun kayak gitu. Cuman nggak segampang itu.
NXP is just sticking together each and every turn.
Oh no.
Mati
Renzio
dong.
walking right into that
Enggak,
blind.
dia
The Dawn
skill
Light
3.
has plenty of gray health
Eh,
bars, though, with the
sakit,
knock-up
Cok.
from the king
Buset,
himself.
Frederin.
They grab a kill, and that's gonna be a one for Ryzen 2. Lord's
Boleh,
gonna
boleh,
reset.
boleh.
They grab 2 kills here.
Marah
Not gonna
Frederin
back
ya, guys.
down just yet.
Definitely Omega sided because Nxpe, even after that wonderful wraparound that they did, they only got 1 elimination, and that kill actually is not gonna matter as much because they hanged on to the Lord. That
Yeah.
they waited for the right moment, but the right moment came too late, and Omega already, they have seen KelVJ respawn, and because of that, there is more control of the Lord area because now Nxpe, they don't have the flicker bite just yet.
They're gonna take this here. Looks like Smart Omega is
Tapi
gonna go
dengan-
and secure the Lord.
dengan ada
There's
Frederin
the
ini
back
harusnya
but
si
H2O
donat-donat
trying to get
ini
a
nggak-
pick off here, and they
Gue sih
find
ini sih guys,
Miko.
kalau si
So
Frederin
they
dapat
do
taunting
lose
ke
a member, but Smart
Beatrix
Omega
nih
grabbing the
kayak bisa
Lord.
langsung mati
Because of
gitu
that,
gak sih?
obviously, Omega will not
Taunting,
be able to go
Vengeance,
for any
ulti.
big GG pushes with Miko out.
Bersih gila
of
tuh.
the fight for the next 25 seconds. The very least, they could still stabilize because right now the mid lane is marching.
Pakitonya Seven
What a
Seas.
wonderful alley
Fanny.
coming out from H2. Jumping forward, using the knockout.
Fanny nggak terlalu mahal kah?
knockout strike from the back so that he can push Miko towards the shotgun of Donut. A very nice thing to see. And for Nxpe Evil's fans, you're going to be happy with how synchronized their team is, be it for the good or the bad. When they are off, you can see them off altogether. But when they are on fire, you see them all on fire.
Yeah, and that is the reason why, as strong as Omega's pickoff lineups is, no one's really getting picked off.
Frederin.
Right now.
Only knockups and stuns.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
gonna get hooked here.
Oh,
Pop
that's
the
Kejauhan,
distance. Now
kejauhan
look
sih
at the
ini.
turret they go.
Omega
Look at the
kejauhan,
careful
Omega
with the
kejauhan.
Dawning Light respect. Look at the damage already coming out from that Yelly Haze Dawning Light. So, big pickups here, right? They still need to work on this tier 1 turret right now, but NXP doing everything they can. Another hook's gonna land, but it's on Renzio.
Tapi tebel banget sih
Finally, the
Renzio ya.
turret's gonna go down in the
Tebel
mid
banget
lane.
Frederin ya bos.
There's also something I have to bring up here. The big combo of Renzio with a taunt
Yeah.
and KelVJ with the enhanced chain. That's something that, again, one-off wonder. Everything can miss except for one big play, and that's a big AoE damage.
Yep.
Omega can win, so they have to. NXP has to keep their eyes open for that.
And we are honestly saying that
ngapain
this is
ini,
an
Bet?
even
Ini.
game at this point, right?
Oh, they get the bloody hunt out. Miko
Kelra.
is gonna take quite a bit of damage. Kelra has to pop the wind of
Mati
danger,
langsung Fanny
but
nya.
it's a killing spree for Donut. He's sitting at 10,
Beatrix
2,
udah-
and 6 here.
Enggak, ini
on
Frederin
Beatrix.
gua
So
rasa
once again, they're setting up here to
bagus
get
nggak
the
bagus sih
advantage
Vengeance ya.
for the next big
Karena kan
objective.
tugas offline kan biasa kan masuk ke
Corner
MM-nya kan
is
kayak
in your
Pakito
face
masuk ke
hero against the
Beatrix,
savior. And one
Esme.
thing
Cuman
that
Tamus
savior
juga
has
masuk ke
is
Beatrix.
this
Cuman di
skill
sini
that
Frederin
you're
tuh
still
hero-nya
confident
lambat
in
banget
the
guys.
stance
Jadi kayak
that if you miss, you're
susah
in your
banget
face
buat
strategy,
ke
your jump,
Beatrix
your gap
kalau nggak
closer.
flicker.
If you don't kill the savior,
Tapi kalau dia nggak
in
flicker
time,
pun bisa
you're
ke
gonna
burst.
jump
Jadi
because
rada
there's
ribet
not a
emang.
lot of disengage afterwards because of the immense amount of hold that you can get out of savior,
Yeah.
and of course the punishment ultimate, right?
And that's also one of the big things that we didn't talk about is early game you can kind of bully the savior all day long.
Yeah.
But when you get to that late game, he's one of the most strongest late game mages in the game.
Man, it's just annoying because, you know, at some point, his cooldowns are just off like bam, 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 and you're just getting stunned, you're getting Dawning lighted, you know, and it just becomes an obstacle itself to work around.
You know what? Naisu saying that, I can feel the pain in his voice.
Yes.
I'm
Say
sure
it, it's
you.
broken. Say it.
It's pretty,
Sa,
you know.
blue buff-nya dapat
pretty tough,
Frederin nggak sih tuh?
I mean, look at this.
Frederin
Look at
itu
the
anjir.
struggle Ryzen has just grabbed
Lihat tuh
his
bawahnya
first
Frederin
buff,
udah
right?
biru-biru
And now
tuh.
as this Lord is up, you're gonna see NXPE taking advantage here with the space, the positioning that they have.
Frederinnya harus buka map sih.
The zone is created so far.
Buka map pelan-pelan.
And NXP kind of losing the grip a little bit. Very interesting decisions being done here. They're playing more on the safe side, the way that they are walking around on the map. And again, going together, going out together, so that no one gets picked off
Game lama
individually.
kayak guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Tapi kalau di
you know, I think at this point they've got to be as together as
figure-nya cuma
possible.
Cloud sih.
A lot of that too is how does
Tapi yang gue suka dari Omega ya, dia draftnya kalau pick Julian dia selalu pick Cloud, cok. Jadi kayak kalau lu udah pick Julian mage mid, kalau lu nggak pick Cloud hero wave clear, lu nggak ada wave clear, cok. Berkata lu pick Julian, pick Brody, udah. Siapa yang wave clear? Frederin juga nggak bisa apa-apa wave clear. Ani nggak bisa juga. Cloud tuh jadi bagusnya karena itu, guys. Merasa mage anjir, kayak Betrick gitu loh. Kayak cuman Betrick sama Cloud doang sih yang bisa wave clear ya. Brody clean, carry susah semua, one-one. Clean masih oke lah, clean. Cuman garing sebagus Betrick Cloud. Makanya kenapa Betrick Cloud tuh hero late game banget. Beda kalau sama Brody Clean kan hero early kan. Kebanyakan hero yang high ground wave clear tuh hero late game soalnya, guys.
I think it says in his walk alone.
Yeah.
Literally, just swag walking with his hand in his pocket, and that's what he's there for, right? But again, we're seeing.
Ini gameplay Omega bebas sih. Sebenarnya mereka nggak ada yang dijagain. Nggak harus ada yang depanin karena ini Cloud pun masuk bebas, Fanny masuk bebas, Frederin bebas, Julian bebas. Mereka mainnya nggak usah nge-cover gitu sih. Main nge-flank semua, justru menangnya nge-flank ini karena dia main Betrick sama ini. Betrick sama Xavier. Kalau Frederinnya flicker ya, sekarat darahnya, langsung flicker taunting ulti kayak mati deh Betrick. Setengah darah dah. Gue sih belum pernah coba ya kalau Frederin udah sekarat banget deh ultinya sakit apa ya.
So this is such a dilemma for Omega.
This is like, in a way, this is almost like another Lord dance that we saw in the previous series.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not actually dancing. They're just like hanging around, like they want to dance, but it's that kind of situation where everybody's just waiting on the side.
MPL chillax with the Lord.
Yes.
I love it.
Essentially.
Flicker used by Mycophobia very early on. That's a minute and a half, but you don't have a powerful spell, a win condition spell added.
Ngilang cok dia, mau nge-flank semuanya nih. Tuh, dia sengaja Fanny dikasih sendirian tapi pada mundur semua Nxpe-nya.
If he wasn't seen, maybe they heard it, right? I mean, they're gonna back off from that Lord pit. So, still, we're almost 22 minutes in the game, right? This Lord is gonna be even more crucial here. And honestly, the further that the game goes on here, I feel like Smart Omega is going to struggle even further with actually securing that Lord fight.
Again, the Fanny is just so squishy in the late game,
Right? Yeah.
So you're not gonna be able to one-shot anybody, contrary to the Omega shout, Omega battle cry. And again, big question on whether Renzio can pull off a big.
Itu si Donat udah sniper kayak gitu. Nxpe-nya nggak bikin ini ya, nggak bikin Blood Armor, kenapa nih? Kena! Kayak gitu. Yang kena H2O, cok. Matilah, cok. Itulah kekuatan Frederin. Mati H2O. Gila Frederin. Marah cok Frederinnya, cok. Marah guys Frederinnya, guys. Nggak bisa, Nxpe ngapain? Wah, Nxpe mana bisa nge-split anjir. Tapi, Fanny-nya mati ya, Fanny-nya nggak bisa lord sih.
The next play way. Gonna go for the segue. That's unfortunately.
Nxpe tadi bunuh ini ya guys ya, bunuh si ininya. Oh dia mau perang lagi ya. 4 lawan 3 dia mau perang nih, dia mau perang. Ya, sabar. Julian nih kenapa masih wave clear itu? Inilah guys, Nxpe-nya ini nggak pakai blade armor, cok. Sumpah gue bingung anjir. Kenapa dia pakai? Mati lagi Franco-nya. Donat. Marah cok, Donat cok. Donat marah, killnya 11-2 anjir. Donat. Marah Donat guys.
take
Watch
him
out,
out.
H2.
Watch out, H2O.
The patience
Mati nih
game
kalau udah
here,
sumpah.
KillVJ.
Hoki
You
banget.
can't escape this one.
Iya, KillVJ.
There's the knock-up. Goes in, and that's the burst from the Paquito. The
Fanny-nya nggak lihat.
punch.
Oh, Fanny belum buff.
Again, these prolonged team fights.
Gila.
It's a big test, right? If you're fighting for a long
Game-nya lama
time,
banget nih.
which team can hold on and make the right
Frederin.
decisions longer?
Say what you will about both of these teams. Every strategy is thrown out the door. It's all micro that happened in there. We saw Yelly Hayes just land the good ultimate to kind of poke Miko, and then gonna have to hand it to Donut. He held his ground. 3v1, he couldn't have. Big salute to the guy. He was able to still run away, get the kill, equalize it, put Julian super duper low that it was H2's time to go for the wraparound. Gotta hand it to H2 as well. Patiently waited for that moment. KillVJ is looking for the enhanced sword, if I'm not mistaken, the dash. But he wasn't able to like have it on time. Even the enhanced chains, H2 just played that so well. Everybody's just out microwing each other.
That's right. And the problem with the enhanced chain, if you're mid-air, you already cast the skill, it's not gonna stop you. And that's exactly what we saw there with the 1-2 punch combination from the Paquito. So now it is, again, we are back where we started earlier.
I mean, this gets
Paketonya
even
sih susah sih
spicier
lawan
because
si
now the immortalities are down.
Frederin.
So,
Kena! Hampir kena ya.
it's tough. I mean, across the board, I believe nobody has any immortalities available to them. So if it goes any way, I mean, this is the advantage for Mycophobia because if he grabs a hook, if he grabs a bloody hunt, it's going to be tough. I mean, okay, Kelra's got the immortality back, so that's good for him. But still, the rest of the team, they got to be very careful how they approach that next Lord fight.
Every hook is going to be impactful from here on in. And depending on whether or not there is going to be a teammate to answer that is the big question here for Nxpe. And on the other
Kelas,
side,
Frederin kelas.
guys, how are we going to win the team fights? We need to take them by surprise as well. It's so difficult.
The way that this game has played out, we have been talking about the
Nxpe-nya udah bikin Blade Armor belum ya?
quite a long time now.
Yeah.
And I think we started around 18 minutes and it has been
Tapi kalau dia
like
Blade
8
Armor,
minutes afterwards.
Nge-split
Constantly just
lawan Fanny nggak
war
guna
of
juga sih.
attrition between two teams.
Tapi
The
butuh
next
sih
time
dia
they
di
are
team
gonna
fight.
approach it differently this time.
Mungkin
They
pas
are
lagi
trying
split
to
pakai
push,
Antukuiras,
just
pas
park the Beatrix near the Lord area to
pas
go
ini
for the
beli
punish.
Blade Armor pas perang.
H2 actually moves in an aggressive stance here, which is, I'm not entirely sure if that's the right thing to do, but so far Nxpe Evils are gonna do
Belum
it.
ada temennya Renzio, belum ada temennya.
Has the gray health here. Gonna take
Itu
the
Lord tadi
burden.
bersiap,
Here comes
Lord tadi
KillVJ to
bersiapan
the
nih ya.
backside.
Info ya.
Yelly Hayes, and that's
Info
Yelly
ya.
Hayes down, but the
Hey!
Lord, who's
Siapa
gonna be
dapet tuh?
secured by? It's secured by Donut.
Si
Here
ini
comes
yang
the
dapat.
blazing duet from Kelra. They're forcing
Buset,
NXP
buset,
back
3 lawan
here.
5, 3 lawan
But
5.
right now, they've got to be careful because they have a Lord to
Masih
deal
nggak end.
with.
Gila nih game-gamenya
Even
game
though
sejam
two
gini
are
maksudnya.
down for NXPE.
It's a fat wave
Game
of
lama nih,
minions
guys.
going against Omega, and that's already a signal for them to just back out. Great move coming out from Nxpe. It was a gamble, and they have lost heroes in there. Fortunately, Donut was able to stop the
Unfortunately,
advance coming
Donut.
from Omega, but this actually is still putting them in a disadvantage. They do have the side lane pushed out against Omega. That's their only advantage here. But when it comes to a hard push, Omega, they have more heroes to trade with against Nxpe Evils.
30 seconds remaining on H2. We got 22 on Yelly Hayes. They will be able to make it maybe before the big one. And I'm sure the NXPE has enough, power to stave this off. But we will have to find out what Omega does with this situation.
Yeah, this should just be another turret for them. Not sure if they're going to be able to make something happen, but they do use the conceal.
Baksa nggak sih? Enggak, turretnya nggak. Turretnya. Renzio-nya ada. Enggak, mati duluan. Renzio-nya mati duluan. Nggak, kagak sempet deh.
Smart Omega on the retreat. They're happy with that turret in the
Look at
mid
that.
lane.
72 seconds. 74, I think, was the official one. For the death timers, those death timers are brutal right
They're
now.
massive.
So every single decision is gonna start to count.
Yeah. I was wondering why Donut was
Ini
able to
si
back up
Omega
so
mesti
much
diem di
damage
base
with
sih.
that. Almost 100-0.
NXP pasti
With just
coba-coba
one
nge-end,
ultimate
coba-coba
with
bunuh
shotgun.
satu-satu.
The reason is he went for a different emblem.
Pakito
Didn't go for a
sama
killing spree that usually
Beatrix.
you get from a
Renzio-nya masih 30 detik, lama banget ini. Ini orang
So
hidup.
that's percent damage. It increases the damage of your items. Yeah. And that is massive in the late game.
At least nyoba sih ini.
Well, right now, I mean, it looks like Nxpe might want to try to end the game here. They know that Renzio's not going to be up for 20 seconds. They're relying on a hook. Not gonna
Buset,
connect
mereka
this
narik
time.
narik
As they
creepnya
also
ke turret,
focus
cok.
on that
Mantap
bottom
banget ini
turret.
makronya
There
anjir.
you go
Ini
on
dua
the
tim.
top side, forcing Ryzen back here
Gila.
forward. Starmoon gonna come out
Pinter
for
sih.
James, gets the knock up, kill
Pinter sih
PJ.
ininya.
They can't set anything up though.
Managing wave-nya pinter
That's
anjir.
gonna be Omega
Ditarik ke kanan
staving
gitu,
off
tai.
the offense for the meantime. Again, it looks like a reset right now.
It is.
20 seconds, we're gonna be back where we
20
were.
seconds. Yep. Let's go back to regularly
Bawahnya Kelra.
as we go for another big Lord fight.
Best thing about it is that immortalities are up once again.
Yeah. I mean,
Although
Woo!
Renzio will not expect that.
Mantap kali game ini, guys.
Probably not.
Probably not. Alright, so 29 minutes.
I think this is the first time we've reached the 30-minute mark. Close to. I have to say that Wolf also casted one of the longest games in MPL history back in Season 7. I think
And
I remember
Season
that.
8.
Season 8, yeah.
Oh, Season
Around
7, yes.
1 hour long, so I don't
And
know.
also the longest game before that, Season 6. So
So it seems like Wolf
This
is
is a
the
Wolf-
magnet of
this is a
the
Wolf
long
magnet.
games. Yeah.
that
The
is
curse.
Yep.
So
It
let's
is
find out whether or not anyone's gonna make a big boo-boo as we head on to Lord number 4, I think.
this is the one, right? I mean, this is why the Lord does what it does. By the time it's the 4th iteration here, it also hurts. It's going to power up the minions massively. So now, even more than ever, Nxpe is going to be very careful here how they approach this. But just look, as you guys said earlier,
funny,
the
yeah.
NXPE way, right? They might just look for a moment in a different lane if they want to.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. NXPE doesn't always just fight straight on. There's always something behind it. And that's what they're doing right now. Actually, there are 3 people on the bot side with just 2 people on the
Franco-nya
support.
nyari Fanny nih yang split nih.
This is the gambit. They wanted to trap Ryzen
Yeah.
into taking this orange buff.
Oh boy.
Again,
Miko does have the flicker. And I think they're eyeing for this. They have to be careful.
Yeah, look at Ryzen right now having a hard time even taking down minions at this point. And
Yeah,
that's-
by the way, at 31 minutes, the Lord, his swing every 4 seconds, that's gonna hurt.
it does. Absolutely.
oh, that hurts too.
Oh boy.
I mean,
Youch.
that hurts too, coming out from Donut. But at this point, everybody is pretty much just locked in. They've already got potions. We see some minor switches and items, you know, from here and there, whether that's the Winter Truncheons
Yeah.
or
Donut's on
another item.
full-on
Yeah.
attack mode.
He's full on attack mode.
Yep.
So, and both marksmen having, you know, that Wind of Nature too, that is going to be crucial. But still, like you said, Wolf, this Lord hurts. And even if you're the team taking the brunt of the damage from the Lord, it's going to put you at a pretty big disadvantage in terms of that team fight if the other team decides to give it a go.
You know what surprises me? We haven't seen any big blazing duet destructions yet. It seems to be, Keller seems to be very tame in this game.
What? Okay. Did they
What?
just lose their
Yeah, they lost the. It didn't have
That's
much
a-
health left.
very important turret to take care of? It means that your minions are gonna be pushing harder against the opposing lane. Super minions are actually very difficult to deal
Ini
with at the late
Renzio
stages
kena
of the game
tarik,
because they also
Langsung skill 2 ngeton,
That was a big
Mati.
question mark for me. How did that happen?
langsung bisa menang team fight sih.
Yeah.
Right now, they've got the information here, right? They are still crowded up there on the top side. They
Wah,
gotta be careful though.
berlima
He
nih.
Kill VJ could get caught out here.
Eh,
The hook.
kena.
There's the bloody hunt to
Sayang
follow. Here
sekali,
comes the Rising
brother.
Duets and Kelra looking for a kill here. Mortality's gonna be popped.
Donut,
Wind of Nature, Donut the focus.
way.
Rising gets him
Beatrixnya
down.
mati, Cok.
It's gonna be a huge trade. Pandemonium on both sides here as everybody disengages.
Hilang satu
It's a
tuker satu.
1-for-1.
Yeah, believe it or not, it was only 1-for-1. We got
mati
Ryzen
Ryzen,
still
sumpah.
running it.
No, he.
Oh,
Okay, he picks up his
Immortality.
out.
Serem banget, gila gamenya ini anjir.
yeah.
Donut
Apa
managed
dah?
to survive long enough, but Ryzen was there, and you know that you have to be careful. Donut surely shotgun deals the most damage in a fastest amount of time, but you have to get up close and personal. And unfortunately, Nxpe Evos lost an important hero afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that losing that immortality means that you will have such a big power dip afterwards.
Yeah, right now, I mean, This is the thing, right? They can't even do the Lord though because their base
Nggak ada
is
damage-nya
completely
ke Franco
pushed in,
aja.
you know, in terms of not having any of those inhibited turrets left up. So even with Donut being gone here for Nxpe, Smart Omega can't actually do what they want to do just yet, and they might. You know, they might start it up here, but they're going to have trouble actually securing this one. Ryzen is on the bottom side of the map as well.
I just have to say we're getting to a point where fatigue is going to be becoming an issue. Where can you consistently still
Tapi
play
dia nggak
at
ada
the highest
Beatrix,
level
guys. Dia nggak ada
at
Beatrix.
around 35 minutes? Can everyone make the right decisions? We got split cam coming up on straight up.
Well, as I said, that Lord's going to be hurting here. Kelra taking a brunt of the
Pakitonya
damage.
dicari nih.
Kill VJ now, looking for the focus. Mycophobia with the flicker in the bloody hunt. But the immortality is going to be popped
Pakitonya
here. They grab a
ketutup,
kill
Cok, sama
as
Frederin.
he falls.
Pakitonya sekarat itu tuh.
Mid lane, Miko chasing down
Mati,
Yelling Haze.
Cok, anak orang.
Gets the immortality, so he doesn't have that anymore. Now the focus
Mati juga
on
nih,
top
Hildan.
of Miko as
Tank
he
tuker
falls.
tank. Wah, ini
So
gamenya
big
lama
trade
banget sih, guys.
here. Miko's out, but Yelly Haze doesn't have that immortality. He's got to be careful. Still, we're at a standstill for that next Lord.
One death, 83 seconds. That is a huge amount of time
Langsung sprint.
to lose a person, and they Omega are gonna have to suffer.
Anjing,
for
80
that.
detik,
Looks like
tai.
gonna be back on defensive mode here.
In order like Mac delivery.
My goodness, please, Mac delivery.
Yeah.
Come on.
You can do that, then
Yeah.
get back into the game. Surely. This is how long these timers are. And interestingly, after all of the things, all of the explosions that we saw, it's a roam for roam trade-off.
Yep.
I mean, they might look for something here. The Wrath comes down. Renzio
Well,
just, you know,
that did not do any damage.
yeah, I was going to say, you know, he takes some damage. Doesn't do much damage, but at least he looks cool, right?
For Frederin, you need a lot of gray health for that big swing, sword swing
Donut.
to do damage. I don't even know what the name's called yet. I played it a lot, but
It's something Wrath. I remember
Wrath of
it's something
something,
Wrath.
yeah. So, and it needs combo points, so it's not always gonna be active.
Yep.
Well, right now, I mean, what is active is Nxpe. Gonna actively start up that Lord on the top side. Not sure if
Mati nggak nih Nxpe, guys?
in the bottom side, James taking
Mati
quite a
loh.
bit of damage.
He does not
Jelek
have
sih.
Does not have sprint.
Renzio-nya mati juga tapi, Cok.
But that's not enough. As a kill traded across the
Iya,
map.
Frederin susah kabur
Goes
anjir.
down too. It's
Badannya
almost
gede
over.
banget, lambat.
But Miko
That's not the flicker.
is down here. Kelra has to be careful. Look at the return.
Kelra.
Blazing duet. But
Mati dong.
Donut still in
Anjir,
the
hampir mati, Cok.
surround.
Buset, Ryzen.
He's waited for his
GG.
time to shine. Grabbing a kill, and another falls for Nxpe. Smart Omega back in the
Gila ini game, Cok.
driver's seat. But
Buset,
what
ini
can
seru
they
banget di game,
do?
Cok.
That was the
Anjir, hampir
perfect
40
moment
menit ya.
for Ryzen to shine alongside Kelra. Multiple low HP members from Nxpe fighting straight on.
Kill VJ with such great usages of the chains. Ryzen with his timing, and more importantly, Kelra with the pop of his
N
ultimate.
kah?
You were waiting for the blazing duet, and you
That
found
was
it.
it.
Oh
udah
man, this
endgame,
could
guys.
be it, ladies and
Nggak bisa,
gentlemen.
GG.
Smart Omega trying to get another kill as they
GG.
do, and all members of Nxpe are down. 37 minutes into the game. There's no minions just yet, but they should be able to get it because the timers are
Yeah.
massive.
GG.
And that's going to be the barangay.
Frederin
Smart
pertama
Omega
kalinya dan comeback
taking
tergila.
the series
Alright
in a
guys,
sweep.
thank you banget udah nonton, temenin gue nge-case hari ini. See you guys tomorrow, El Clasico. Good night, rest well.
For both teams.
Bye-bye, guys.
Audience was very quiet for a majority of it as well.